Hello, Internet, and welcome to another episode of what is this show called? All Myths Are True is a game that I run here on Game Nights and definitely know the name of. We're back after a couple weeks off and coming to sort of the end of this first story arc that we have done. But before we get into the game, there's probably announcements that I should do. We have got several things on our regularly scheduled schedule coming up in the next couple of days. After tonight, on Saturday, we're going to have a new episode of Saturday Nights at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, in which we play D&D, and all of us are there, and it's great. And on Sunday, we're going to have a new episode of Slaying 101, the other Monster of the Week game that I run on the channel. I'll be there. Sean will be there. Also very fun. In which we hunt monsters and do silly things. And after that, I don't really know because I hadn't got past that on my calendar. Anybody else have anything fun that's going on? Anything interesting? Anything you want to yell about?
I'm trying to do some more art streams.
Yay!
So I haven't quite figured out a schedule 100%, but that is something I want to do in 2020 is make more art that you guys can look at.
Do it.
Awesome.
Also have the Pathfinder game starting in
Yes.
Oh, heck
like a
yeah.
week and a
We're doing a little mini Pathfinder series. When is that starting? The 12th?
Mhm.
Which we are calling Pursuit of the Black Kestrel.
The Pursuit of the Black Kestrel.
Which Sean is going to be running Pathfinder 2nd edition, and
Something I've never run before.
yeah, we've got a fun mix of people from a couple of our games that are going to be playing Pathfinder. Some of us Pathfinder for the first time, some of us 2nd edition for the first time. Yeah. Boats and shit, I think, is what that one's about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna be really fun. So that's starting on January 12th. It's gonna be off weeks, off Sundays from Slaying 101, and that's gonna be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, come join us for that. It's gonna be really fun. None of us know what we're doing, but we're gonna have a good time doing it. Anything else? That's all I have in my brain at the moment. But yeah, check out our schedule if you did not take notes for the quiz just now. If you're watching this live on Twitch, it's down below our faces. If you're watching this later, you can find it pinned to our Twitter page and in our Discord server, which you can join and come talk to us about all kinds of stuff. Fun stuff, game stuff, nerd stuff, life
and
stuff.
Questions like if centaurs have 2 belly buttons or where it would be.
If you want to talk to me specifically about whether or not centaurs have belly buttons and how that works, please join our Discord. I have thoughts. But that's not what this show is about. In this one, we play Monster of the Week today. So, I feel like that's all I need to say. So we will go ahead and pick back up where we left off. The important high points, the coursers have come together to try to solve the mystery of the strange, weird sigils that kept showing up at the sites of their other monster hunts. They think they may have found the cause of them, or at least the person who was in charge of leaving them around, a weird, creepy puppet that they don't know anything about, but has kidnapped their friend Lefla. Oh no, it's the all is lost moment. Lefla got kidnapped by a creepy marionette, and so did a couple of other friendly neighborhood NPCs that you are familiar with. And where we last left off, Smith and Periwinkle, after leaving Periwinkle's home after meeting with her mother, you were, I think, grabbing your guns and trying to go find your friend.
Yeah, I got a grenade launcher. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
So we got our guns, lots of guns moment, and then
Yes.
Yes. And then popped off the spell to be able to track where you think Lefla might be.
yeah.
Mhm.
And I guess you were leaving. Is there anything else you need to do before you leave? Yeah, I hope you remember what guns I said you could have, because I sure don't
I think we should
know that.
I just switched to that one from my normal SMG.
Yeah, you could be lying to me right now. I would never know.
I would never.
Yeah, I mean, you would, but I'm gonna let you because we're coming to the end of the story here.
Yeah, I think we're just hopping in the mom van, I guess. Do we have the keys? Did Lefla have the keys to the mom van?
Don't know.
Well, no.
Spare set of keys.
This is interesting. So you took Periwinkle's car
Yes.
to her home. I'm going to assume probably there's at least a spare set since it is Aegis property that is left at Aegis at all times, because it seems mean to get to this point and then be like, nope, sorry, you don't have the keys.
Should have
Game
made
over, man.
duplicates.
Game
Guess we're
over,
taking
man.
the bus
Yeah, to another
with all our weapons.
space-time dimension. Yes, this is good. Some better, exciting music. That'll work.
Yeah.
Spooky stuff for now. Okay. So you are hopping in the mom van and trying to get to where Lefla is.
Yes.
I am gonna have you roll for traveling,
Okay.
which is gonna be plus weird. One of you.
All right.
And then depending if the other one wants to help, that's a possibility.
I'm more than happy to help. Yeah, I only have a weird of
Okay.
1, but I have a cool of 3.
Sweet. Help would be nice. I could do the weird part. So, try to remember. Do you roll first or do I roll first?
I think you roll first. I only roll if you fail.
You can do it either way if you want to preemptively help, but you are perfectly allowed to wait to see what the result of the roll is.
All right, let's go. Let's see. That's only an 8.
Okay.
Y'all, should I start burning through some luck points?
I don't, Smith, I don't know that you can help with that. No, so the max
Yeah.
is a +1, so a help roll is not going to affect anything for you.
I do have. Okay, here's something. Nope, I can't do that. Never mind. That's a different character.
Nope. Aw. Okay. I want us to find Lefla quickly, so I think I might actually spend a luck point on this.
Well, you got 7 of them, right?
I have so many of them.
Yeah.
So-
Did we decide you haven't used any of them?
Nope, I haven't used any of them. But now seems like a great time to. Also, storyteller. I can't remember what you're called in this. No, you're the keeper.
I don't know.
Yes,
I
you're
I
the
don't read the
keeper.
rules.
Yes. When I spend luck, something from my fate will come into play.
Oh,
So that's a thing.
perfect. That is a thing. That is definitely a thing. All right, so you hop in the mom van, just the 2 of you. Periwinkle kind of hanging on to the last vestiges of this spell. And there is, as you're kind of sitting, who's driving?
If Periwinkle's doing that, I'm probably driving. I think.
Mhm.
Okay.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
So Smith behind the wheel, or Periwinkle, navigating is the word I was looking for. You, as you kind of hang on to the spell, you feel this like surge of energy and warmth, and you hold on to it for a little bit longer than I think you thought you could, and you follow that thread as the 2 of you just the two of you this time, take off in the mom van through space and time and other dimensions. And you see the sort of familiar tunnel vision, and then the sort of flashing lights and colors outside the windows of the van. And after just a couple of minutes, Periwinkle, kind of the last of the spell fades, and the mom van comes out the other side. And around you, you see a lot of darkness. It is not a bright place where you have landed. You look out the window and you see this sort of barren, kind of rocky terrain around you. No roads, no town or anything like that. But just a little bit off in the distance, you can see rising out of this kind of black stone wasteland a spire.
Where are we?
That's a good question. I was kind of hoping you would know. I was just following where the spell was leading us, and I guess we need to go there?
Yeah, it looks ominous enough.
As you
alright.
say that, there's like a crack of thunder and like lightning overhead.
Yep, that's what I thought. Are there bats flying around the top too? I can't really see.
There definitely are.
Yeah, those look
There
like
super
bats.
are.
I guess just be ready for anything.
Yeah, can I tell? I mean, we sort of went through space and time to get here, but can I tell if we're still on not Earth, what's this place called? Starts with an
Locust.
L?
Locust.
Okay, can I we're still or can I tell that?
It's hard to say. I think you sort of felt like it was kind of pulling you away from Locust, like you've ended up somewhere else.
Okay. Definitely not on our home planet.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
Well, let's just eyes open. Keep a lookout.
Okay.
Stay frosty. All those things. I'll think of more as we get closer.
Oh, okay. Got
Watch
it.
your six. It's another one. And as we're driving closer, I keep thinking of more idioms to use to say
Just
look out.
just pepper them throughout.
Paris just perplexes. What is this? What is a six? Is this a human thing?
Okay. So the two of you sort of drive toward this very stereotypically ominous spire out sort of in this wasteland. And as you sort of drive, how close do you get? Do you just drive up to it?
I don't see any reason not to. Guns blazing.
Is there a ramp we can drive up?
Okay, it's not a ramp. There's a long, winding cobblestone drive that leads up to one side of this sort of creepy tower.
Okay. I'd like to, I think, do something, kind of looking out,
Well, it's about time.
like it's, this is some sort of bad situation, and I'd like to sort of read it,
Of course.
Oh,
I can't think of a better way to describe, like, I look at it, and I want to get an idea of, like, what's going on.
Yeah, that's a hard move to call. I think you could just ask for that one.
It's a merit.
Yeah, roll plus sharp.
With my spooky,
Well, the whole situation kind of calls for that.
with my spooky eyes, I look over the spooky
Mhm.
tower.
Is it spook?
That's an 11.
Oh.
Okay. That is 3.
Okay. I want to know. I'll go ahead and just list them off. So if you want to like knock out more than one at once, save time.
Okay, I'm probably gonna forget them as soon as you say them.
Okay, I'm thinking best way in.
Okay.
Dangers that we haven't noticed.
Okay.
And let's go with those first, and then I'll.
Okay. From where you are, you can only see one way in. As you sort of pull up closer, there is a singular, large, almost black wooden door kind of in the front center of this spire with like a large ornate handle on it. There are no windows. You don't see any other doors where you are.
Okay.
So unless you can find something else, the front door is probably your best option. That being said, going off of that and any dangers you haven't noticed, the first time you encountered this, all three of you also encountered some illusions that went along with it. At least two of you, I think, sort of recognized that they were. Going in, there is, I think Smith would sort of realize always this potential that something could be either not what it seems or hiding in plain sight.
Okay. And then I guess using a combination of my sight, being able to see like invisible things, and then maybe even my telepathy if we're close enough to anything. I want to try to get an idea of what's the biggest threat.
I think as you get closer, sort of looking around with this supernatural sight that allows you to see like spirits and magic and everything, there is this just kind of constant slow swirl, almost like looking at the wall of a hurricane, but translucent and sort of hard to perceive, of magical energy kind of moving around this spire and going up and up. You don't see any spirits or anything like that on the outside, but there is a pretty massive center of power here. So the biggest threat is probably whatever is drawing on that.
Okay. I guess I bring us as close in, like slowly driving in, as close to the door as we can. Trying to get like the best angle as I can on the tower if something starts shooting out or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. You drive up, you slow roll the tower. But there's, aside from a few sort of like spooky bats fluttering around the top, you don't see anything.
All right. Ready to lock and load?
All right. Like, it's holding her sort of spear.
Okay. As this happens, somewhere else, Lefla, where we left off with you, was, I think, tied up in a chair.
Or at least getting there.
Somewhere dungeon-esque, having a spooky conversation with the spooky voice of a spooky puppet. And you, the voice has sort of stopped talking to you for a little bit, and you are just sort of sitting here, bound in the center of this odd sort of circular stone room. And after a few minutes of silence, you hear a commotion. You hear what sounds like almost like a door sliding open, kind of like stone on stone. You don't see it happening, and you hear a couple of sets of footsteps, and the voice, the familiar voice of Agent Sally Parker, as she and another figure are sort of shoved into this room. The other figure is silent, but her sort of cursing and spitting and generally being angry and yelling at whoever has pushed her into this room. And then you hear the sliding again as a door slams shut, and the two of them sort of turn around to face you, and this look of recognition passes across her face, and she says, "Well, shit."
Well, so good to see you too, Agent Parker.
Yeah, I guess. How did you get in here?
Magic artifact teleported me from. Were we in the cave or were we at Aegis when it happened?
You were in the cave, yeah.
From a location not too far away from Aegis. But yeah, brought me here. Saw a vision of you two, and then, I mouthed off a bit too much, and then I woke up tight as this chair.
Well, that sounds familiar.
What, me mouthing off and getting tied up, or did you do the same thing?
Oh, no, I did the same thing. Well, this is fun. Lefla, as she sort of gestures to the other figure who's with her, who I don't think you recognize. Probably not. I don't think you've ever met this person, but is an insectoid, much like Periwinkle is, with a slightly different coloring, this sort of soft white all the way down. And she, Agent Parker, sort of gestures to them and says, "This is Sable. Sable? Lefla."
Ah, Sable, I have heard about you from your sister Periwinkle.
I think Sable nods, and in your head, I think you hear like a little bit of grumbling, but they don't sort of say anything directly to you. And Sable just kind of looks between the two of you and says, "So this isn't really my area of expertise. Plan? Anybody? I don't want to get murdered by a puppet.
Well, so far.
I mean, at all, but..."
Yes. So far, every time this has happened, I guess you could say this has become my area of expertise, The other courses come in, guns blazing. We kill the baddies, or at least scare them away, and then we all go home, with just a few minor boo-boos. However, that said, typically do not just sit around helplessly. So, first things first is getting out of this chair. I don't know why I'm bound and you two are just thrown in here. Also, well, do I still have my stuff with me, or has it been confiscated?
Yeah, I think you still have your stuff.
So I just, with one of my tendrils, start taking out my multi-tool and just cutting through the ropes as I'm just making conversation.
I think Parker is almost laughing at this point. This is nothing. This is nonsense.
Yes, well, something tells me, based on the capabilities this being has shown directly and through their influence in our other investigations, there's going to be a lot more mystical, magical stuff happening, and so it won't really matter all that much if we're able to get the run of this place. I think we're going to need to figure out how to crack their magical defenses if we want to get out of here.
Yeah, I think the focus should be getting out. Do you have any idea what we're dealing with?
Well, I know that they have some power or influence over or to give to. There were the witches, there were the werewolves, there was the elementals. Those was the, oh yeah, the dwarves. So they are able to cross dimensions, planets, much as Aegis is, and yeah, they are able to give power to those that they dub their friends or their toys. I'm still not 100% on Michi's Reach.
Creepy. Just once, I would love for it to be like, oh no, our village has too many puppies. But we're not doing that today.
Sadly, no. Well, I don't imagine there will be much to see in this hallway, but shall we go exploring, see what we can see?
Better than sitting on our asses. All right. Let's try to find this door. And she sort of goes back to where she entered and starts kind of putting her fingers in the gaps between the stone and looking for where it opens. And then after a moment, I think you hear a click, and that sound again, and it slides open and leads into a dark hallway.
Then, shall we?
After you. And the three of you make your way into said hallway. It's pretty straightforward. And by pretty, I mean literally. It's a very long, sort of dim, straight stone hallway. And you walk down it for probably longer than you think you should, sort of passing a torch sconce every once in a while, and then every so often from off somewhere in this building where you are, you hear this, you can hear sort of wind or the sounds of something creaking or moan. It's very haunted house style, very sort of classic spooky house, spooky sounds. And you walk for a couple of minutes until you come to a large wooden door set at the end of the hallway. And assuming you open it, you open it up and you step into mostly darkness, another circular stone room with a couple of sconces on the walls, looking pretty similar to the one you just left. And as you make it and you sort of step into the room, all of a sudden you hear this sort of high-pitched cackling laugh, as a familiar voice kind of rings out through the room and says,
"Oh, good. This should be fun. Your friends are here. Can you find them? Oh, that sounds like a fun game."
and she sort of starts to laugh again, and you hear the sliding of wood on stone as the door slams behind you in this room.
Good luck.
Are there any rules to this game? We just wander the halls until we find them.
For now.
Well, all right then. Turn to the other two. Do we just call out to them, or do we, follow the left-hand wall until we have to make a turn and see if that gets us to them?
I mean, that's the safest option, but I don't imagine this place is exactly laid out like your average apartment.
Well, at the very least, sitting around here likely isn't to get us any closer to them.
All right. Let's try again. And Agent Parker goes to open the door, and as the wooden door sort of swings out open, you hear this loud wailing scream coming from the now dark hallway on the other side of the door, and this sort of like moaning, crying sound, and then every once in a while this loud sort of wail, and just down at the end of the hallway you can see this soft kind of glowing green light, and Smith and Periwinkle, upon entering, unless you do anything else before you go in.
Not that I can think of.
So sorry, quick clarification. It's basically been, we left one room, went down a hallway, their door closed behind us. That was the only door, so we turned around and it's changed, so it's done that video game stuff on us.
Mm-hmm.
Just
No,
making sure.
I don't
And
like
then
that
there's
game.
The only thing I was gonna do is after we getting all our equipment out, as I'm pulling everything out, I go, all right, should I knock?
I don't see why not, I guess.
All right. And I take my grenade launcher and I shoot it at the door from a safe distance away.
Okay.
knock!
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you don't really have to roll for blowing up a door, I don't think.
Does 4 harm. Far area,
Yeah.
messy, loud, reload.
Oh no, this door's one weakness. Grenades. Yeah. You hoist the launcher up onto your shoulder, Smith, and fire off a grenade, which sort of bounces and impacts at the door, and explodes very, very loudly, and sort of shards of wood and iron go just flying everywhere, inside and out. I'm assuming you backed up a safe distance.
Yeah, I didn't. It wasn't a point blank. Listen, I did that enough.
Aware of
I did
shrapnel.
that enough during our Destiny stream
Yeah, I was
last
gonna
week.
say.
I don't need to
Right.
do it again.
You sure? Maybe it'll work this time.
No, thank you.
So yeah, these things all sort of coming to pass simultaneously. This explosion happens, and Lefla, from wherever you and Parker and Sable are, you hear this loud sort of explosion and the bending of iron from somewhere. It seems pretty close by to you. And then Smith and Periwinkle, as the dust settles and you sort of make your way into the spire, you hear this loud screeching wail sort of echoing down this stony hallway that you find yourself in. And just down towards the other end of the hallway, you see this soft green glow.
Oh, I hope that's not one of them.
Yeah. I guess let's hustle.
Okay.
Jog down the hallway towards the light.
Okay, you jog down the hallway towards the light. Lefla, what do you do at the sound of an explosion and the creepy light and the wailing?
Well, based on the aesthetics thus far, I don't imagine explosions factor into Puppet's vision board for this dungeon. So I imagine that is probably Smith. So let's head that way.
Okay. So you head the only way you can go down the hallway towards the light, and you both, all three of you, Lefla, Parker, and Sable, sort of following along behind you, and Smith and Periwinkle coming from the other way. All of you sort of approach very quickly this light in the center of the hallway, and all of you hear footsteps coming from the direction you are walking. As you get close to the source of this light, it grows a little bit brighter. It's still kind of very soft, almost like ethereal, greenish blue light. And Smith, I think you see this before anyone else because you have ghost eyes, sort of in the center where this light is it's just sort of emanating from the center of the hallway. There doesn't really seem to be a point of origin from it, but you can see an almost like humanoid outline where the light is emanating from, almost like a woman wearing a long dress or skirt of some kind.
That doesn't look like anyone we're looking for.
Lefla, you hear Smith down the hallway.
Well, I don't know what you can see with your eyes, but hello there.
What is Lefla?
Yes, it's me, and I've got Parker and Sable here as well.
Seems like a trick.
Yeah, what?
Jethro, get your ass over here and save me already.
I mean, maybe it's Lefla.
I mean, it knew my name too.
But what about that glowy thing?
Yeah, we're just gonna have to go with it, I guess.
I can start revealing embarrassing secrets. I'm sure Parker would love that.
Okay, that's gotta be Lefla. Okay, yeah, let's go. Just keep an eye on whoever that is.
Okay. Guess we just walk around it.
Yeah. Just stay close to the wall.
Okay, so you all make your way towards this center point of light in the hallway. Smith and Periwinkle, you start to edge past it, and on the other side, coming towards you, you see 3 familiar faces.
So, are we going into the room where this light's coming from, or there's like a doorway?
No, you're just in a big long hallway.
Okay.
The creepy glowy lady thing.
Just in the middle of the hallway between us, and we all see creepy glowy lady, or just Smith?
Just Smith at this point. I think the rest of you can sort of see this light.
Okay.
Got it.
So, yeah, directly between our 2 groups, then.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Why are you sticking to the wall?
I don't know. Trying to be unpredictable.
From the other side, Parker says, "It's not working."
I worked on the door.
How'd you guys get out?
Apparently the puppet is really shitty at tying knots, but she also said that this is a game for us to find each other. So I don't know what the next round is going to be, but we should be ready.
Maybe we just won. Super easy.
Since the puppet's a really shitty game master.
As you say this, Smith and Paramikkel, as you have sort of edged around this this light to get to the other side where your all your coworkers are. This has been a really fun social, I think. From behind you, there is this low, almost like sobbing sound. Smith, I think, as it sounds like a woman crying from right behind you.
So not the glowing woman.
I mean, there's not any other creepy women in the hallway.
So I'm just trying to orient myself. So we passed her.
Yeah, so you said that you went along the
Yeah.
wall and edged past her.
Yeah. Okay.
And she didn't
Yeah.
do anything as
Now
we
I
passed,
understand.
but
Okay. Then I just slowly turn around.
You slowly turn around and look toward the light where you sort of saw this figure before. And you see it first, but I think everyone else sees this happen as well, as this sobbing sound sort of gets louder and breaks into this ear-shattering scream. And as this happens, the figure in the center of the light sort of materializes into what looks like a woman, hovering a couple of inches off the ground in the center of this light, with this long, sort of stringy, flowing back behind her white hair, wearing what looks like sort of a torn up kind of white gown, and this sunken face, glazed over white eyes as she opens her mouth, much wider than any human should be able to, and lets out this scream, which hurts emotionally, probably, but also physically. You're all going to take 1 harm, ignore armor,
Ow.
as the scream sort of just pierces through your eardrums and feels like it's rattling your skulls.
I fire a grenade at her.
She's about 5 feet in front of you.
Damn it. No, I think I just pull out my shotgun.
You
and I
can
fu-
do this. I'll let you-
No. I just pull out my shotgun from my belt and or from my
Okay.
back.
Oh,
It's
yeah, I
probably a
forgot.
combat shotgun, so I just peel it off my back and fire point blank.
Okay. Roll to kick some ass.
I will.
This
Do
is
that.
exciting.
That's a 10. And I'm gonna try to do a precise strike for additional damage.
Okay,
Ooh.
what is...
I roll
Yep.
tough. I just roll tough again.
Okay.
That's a 9. So that'll be 4 harm total. And I gotta turn that music down.
Sorry, that one was kind of loud.
No, it's okay.
But it's exciting. Okay, so yeah, as this happens, Smith, you kind of shake your head and pull the shotgun off your back and fire. And as you do, I mean, you probably have bullets that can shoot ghosts. I don't know. That seems like a thing you would have. You fire off this loud, ringing blast, which to the rest of you in very close quarters in this very echoey stone hallway, it doesn't feel much better than the screaming. Yes.
Because I got the 10 plus, I'm gonna choose to
Mhm.
suffer less harm in return.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna choose to force them where I want them, which
Okay.
is like away from us, further back down the hall.
Yes. So I think you let out this blast, and as this happens,
sorry,
you're
I only
pulling the
got
gun.
1, not 2. Sorry.
I don't know the rules. Which one would you like?
Just the less harm.
Just less harm? Okay. So you, as you're pulling the gun off your back, the scream sort of gets louder and louder. This sort of spectral woman reaches out her arms towards you and latches on, kind of grabs right around your like neck or shoulders, and you can feel this cold like emanating from her fingers as she screams. And you're gonna take... You have armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many?
Does that matter?
It does to me.
All of it. 2 armor.
How many of 2? Okay. you're gonna take, so you have 2 armor minus 1 harm. So you're only gonna take 1 harm.
And then -1 for
From-
the.
That's with
It's with the minus. Oh, ow.
in your armor. So all told, you will take 1 harm. But you pull the shotgun off your back and let out this blast, and as you do, you could see it hit, and it sort of rips through. And as this happens, she lets go, and that sort of cold grip fades from you for the moment. What are the rest of you doing?
Oh man. This seems like a spirit of some sort, and I would like to try to use magic to banish it.
Okay.
Go and cast some magic while he's tussling with this scary lady.
Roll plus a weird.
Okay, that is a 10.
Okay.
Okay, so 10 plus, it works without issue. Choose your effect. The effect being banish a spirit or curse from a person, place, or object it inhabits.
Seems like this place that it inhabits to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, as the shotgun blast rings out and this woman is sort of reeling from this, she sort of spins around, I think probably hearing you incant something. Periwinkle and sort of locks onto you, and as she opens her jaw sort of wide to scream again, I don't either, and I made it. You incant this spell, and there's this kind of swirling periwinkle colored energy
Nice.
around her, which sort of as she lets out the scream almost like cuts off the sound, and then sort of closes in on her and closes, and in sort of a brief burst of light, she is gone.
I don't know how long that's gonna last, so maybe we should get going before she comes back. Are you okay, Smith?
Yeah. Oh, that just didn't feel so good. Ugh.
Well, hopefully she's gone now.
I can check you over a little later, but for now we should probably get a move on.
All right.
But we've got the van, it's out front.
That's probably the safer bet, but this also seems to be a base of operations for the puppet. I don't know if we want to try exploring in here, but also it's done some weird stuff with moving around locations within here. Space is not what it seems.
Oh.
Good to know. Did you pass anything on the way here that you might want to check back on? Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, let's just get out of here. Try to do this on our own turf.
Then, allons-y.
It's right back this way. I like looking. Does Leffel look normal and okay?
Would you like to maybe read a bad situation?
Sure. Or wait, there's that. Hang
Or
on.
a person?
Yeah, read a person.
Yeah, let's have you read a person.
Okay.
Plus sharp.
Less sharp. Oh, great. I think I just boosted this one. That's still a 3, though.
That is awesome. Mark
Oh,
experience.
Yay!
You can ask one question anyway.
Oh, sweet. But be prepared for the worst. Great. I mean, mostly I just wanted to see if Leffel was okay after being taken. So I guess, is your character telling the truth? Leffla. about your experiences so far, I guess. I don't know.
What would you actually answer this question as in this situation, Alex?
Yeah, it's basically been disappeared from the cave, sassed the baddie, got tied to a chair, got released, went into the hallway, found you guys, so it's been relatively uneventful and straightforward thus far.
Okay. Cool.
I will add to that. To you, Periwinkle, I think Lefla seems almost too straightforward and bored with the situation. And it's a little weird that they're just like, fine. Like, Lefla is sort of good at pushing those emotions down, especially on the job. But this is almost too much. Almost as if someone is playing at being Lefla.
I mean, it's me, it's Alex. I'm playing at being Lefla.
You don't know, Periwinkle, you don't know who Alex is.
Who is
It's all
this
very
person? Okay. All right.
For Lefla's purposes, it's definitely Lefla.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Glad we
Periwinkle,
cleared
you're not
that one
sure.
up. Okay.
You're pretty suspicious.
All right. Then, as I guess we're walking back down this hallway, it's gonna like to Smith is like, I don't know if that's actually Lefla.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. It just feels kind of off.
All right.
But I don't know how to tell otherwise.
I think I've got something that might be able to help.
Okay.
Because I do have the telepathy, so I can read people's minds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I tried to read Lefla's mind. I don't know what role that would be. Specifically to the telepathy, it says that can allow you to investigate a mystery and read a bad situation without actually needing to talk. And I can manipulate someone without speaking. So I don't know what that would be.
Well, I guess investigate mystery, manipulate someone. I think that's more based off of your intention than anything else. Are you trying to communicate directly with Lefla and sort of get some information from them, or are you just trying to sort of scan the situation, see what's going on?
I think I'm just trying to scan their memories and their current thoughts and see if I can get an idea of what's going on.
Okay. Then investigate a mystery, since the move mentions it.
Oh.
All right. That's a sharp roll, right?
Yes.
That's a 12.
Jeepers creepers. Where'd you get those dice? All right. That is a hold of 2.
Okay.
For questions.
Yeah. So I think what's being concealed here seems like the best option.
Lefla, are you concealing anything?
I mean, probably the exact level of okay, this being is definitely playing some kind of game with us, and I'm worried about what it's going to be. But also, other than that, it's been more or less what I said.
Okay.
And,
I think there's a reasonable level of concern there.
All right. I guess my second question, just to be completely sure, is what sort of creature is it?
Toe to tip, this one's Lefla.
Okay.
It's a plant
Lefla
person.
doesn't have toes.
No one would
What are
know.
in those shoes?
How many minds? Now I'm imagining Lefla just has their shoes tied onto the ends of the vines. As far as you can tell, that's a That's a little seedling friend.
Okay. And then Parker and Prankel's sister?
Sable.
Sable.
Mhm.
They're with them right now, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And I'm just saying, I can't get anything, or just whisper. Actually, telepathically to Periwinkle.
Yeah, you can.
Because
do
we can
that.
both communicate telepathically, so
You can.
we wouldn't be
Yes!
saying any of this out loud.
Magic walkie-talkies.
Sneaky sneak.
Yeah, I just say, I can't tell anything. I can't get anything off about Lefla. But
Okay.
you had
Maybe
some
maybe
concerns.
it's nothing.
You had some concerns about your sister, though, right?
Yeah. Kind of like looks over at Sable and Parker. I mean, I haven't seen Sable in a while.
Yeah. Well, let's just see if we can get out of here without an issue, and find
Yeah.
out what happens. Just keep a close eye on him.
Got it. Do we see the door we came through? I mean, what's left of the doorway
Oh,
after it being exploded?
yeah, as you're walking, you walk and you walk and you walk a little bit longer than you remember. But, you know, adrenaline and you were walking kind of fast.
Are we
and
getting
you
the
keep
Mario
walking.
endless staircase noise? Is it going
It is,
No.
It is without the creepy wailing, it's eerily quiet in this hallway. You know, without the explosions.
I can start those up again anytime.
That's your choice. I gave you the grenade launcher, but I am a benevolent god, and I guess I'll let you keep it. So you keep walking. You walk for a minute or so, and you have not hit a door. And the hallway sort of continues to stretch out in front of you until eventually you come upon not a door but a doorway, sort of a large arched stone doorway, and the landing of a staircase. And there are two sets of stairs, one going up and one going down.
Level, I think you're right about this place being a little different. I don't remember there being stairs here.
There were not.
Okay.
All right. So which way?
You all came in on the ground level, right?
That's what it seemed like, yeah. Just walked down the hallway and then saw you guys. Well, we saw the glowy light first, and then we saw you guys.
Well, ignoring the possibilities that this is merely an illusion of choice, part of me thinks we should head up, no, Lefla wouldn't know that we're in a tower, so.
Nope.
I assume we are in a dungeon of some sort, so I imagine going back up to get to the surface, but
Yeah, I mean, when we drove up, it's like a tower.
Yeah.
It was what it looked like from the outside.
Lightning. Bats. Sort of
Spooky.
evil fortress kind of thing. Well, I hate to just keep going off on this, but I do have something for this too. Just trust your gut. It's my weird move.
Okay.
And last time I had one direction to go and I used it, and it worked out pretty well. This time I have two directions to go, which I feel like it's probably what it's meant
It'll
for.
work out just fine.
Sure.
And see what happens. It's a weird roll, so I'm just gonna pop that off.
Okay.
That's a 7, which means the keeper will tell you a general direction to go and take +1 forward to explore that. I don't know if you get much more general than up or down. The 10 plus 1 is that the keeper will tell you where you should go, and then wherever it is will be somewhere important. So.
Okay. Based on the information that you have, and you know, I guess at least a little bit that Lefla was sort of taken hostage and tied up or kept somewhere. I mean, if this is a dungeon, up is probably your best bet.
Yeah, let's go with what Lefla was saying. Let's go up.
Okay.
Okay. You all head up the stairs. You sort of climb up what is almost like a spiral staircase. The stone stairs kind of slowly winding up and up. And as you do, you start to hear almost like a cracking, like a crackling sound from up above you. Eventually, you come out onto another landing. The stairs stop. They don't continue to go up, and you find yourself in another hallway, which is this very faint sort of crackling noise echoing somewhere down it.
It's a weird noise.
Like a fire?
Can we see like any sort of like glow or anything, any sort of light from down the hallway?
Not really from where you are. I think it's a shorter hallway this time, so I think kind of in the distance, in like the faint torchlight, you can see another door, from which there is some sort of light coming from underneath the gap underneath the door.
And I hope it's not fire.
Should I kick it in?
Probably a good idea. I don't know if blowing it up would be what you did with the last door. That might not be.
In the closed space? No, it's not a good idea. I hope we get to use it again soon, though. Really wanted to use it against that ghost.
Yeah, I'm glad you did it.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna straddle on forward and kick at the old door.
Okay. Yeah, you do so. You walk up to the door, you kick it, and sort of very easily the boards around where the handle are give way, and the door kind of flies open. A couple of the planks actually like falling and crumbling a little bit. And you can hear this crackling sound getting louder as you enter what is another circular room. This one with some furniture in it, set up almost like an office. Smith, I think actually it's sort of very reminiscent of your office, with a wooden desk, a chair sitting behind it, maybe a shelf on one side. Not a whole lot going on, a little sparse, but it's set up almost like an office or a study. And you hear this kind of persistent sound coming from somewhere in this room, but as you walk in, it is significantly warmer in here than it was in the hallway.
That's weird. Is there another way out?
Listen, I guess we start searching through the furniture, see if we can find the source of that noise.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
You said this was like a game?
Yes, hello? Puppet Master. I found my friends. Are we on to the next round yet? If there is a new objective, she has not told us yet.
All right, yeah, let's start tearing this place up.
You start sort of going through the furniture in this study. Not a whole lot to be seen. Sort of looking under chairs, sort of pulling out the couple of drawers that are in the desk. I don't know. Who's looking through the desk? Who did it?
I was imagining Left was going to go in case there were any drawers that needed to be lock-picked open.
Okay. Perfect. You start to sort of go through and pull out the top two drawers of this wooden desk. They're empty. There's nothing in them. And as you go to pull on sort of the larger third drawer, it is locked, that bottom drawer.
Well, I believe we have a winner. And I'll take out my multi-tool and start trying to get it open.
Sure. I feel like I always make you roll for this and then never remember what it is.
Oh.
Thieves' tools. Wait.
What? I don't know. What would Leffler use for this? You tell me.
So I don't think I'm kicking the drawer's ass.
I guess it depends on how well you roll.
Yeah.
Probably sharp.
Sure. That looks like double digits. That's 13. That's double sixes.
Whoa!
So yeah, you flick open the multi-tool, and after just a second, you hear the familiar click of a lock opening, and you put the multi-tool away and pull out the drawer. And the other two of you, I think you can see this as it happens. Small room. As Leffler opens the drawer, there is this almost like orange glow, kind of emanating from it. Kind of lights up Leffler's face a little bit. And Leffler, as you look into the drawer, you see something vaguely familiar. It looks like what once was a music box, with a sort of spinning figurine on top. Different again this time. It's sort of melted and odd looking in places, but it almost looks like the one of the figurines you have seen before. It kind of looks like you. And as this happens, I think all of you sort of hear this high-pitched kind of giggle echo off the walls, and the furniture around you bursts into flames.
Oh gosh.
And suddenly it is unbearably hot in this room. And if you stay in here for much longer, you're probably going to be in trouble.
Leffler, get out of there.
I'm going to pocket the figurine and just do like a quick, scoop with a vine, a hand into the drawer, see if there's anything else, or is the glow coming from the figurine?
It's sort of coming from the whole drawer as the desk around it is on fire.
Okay, so I'm gonna quickly try and scoop anything out and then run back to the door that we came in from.
It's not there.
There's
great.
no more door.
Is there any other doors that have possibly appeared? Well, crap.
Not in plain sight.
Shit. Is this big room enough? Is this room big enough? is what I meant to say. That I could safely blow up a wall.
You could certainly try.
I'll save that for a sort of a last resort.
Okay.
It is dangerously hot in this room.
Okay.
Just start feeling around for a way out. Trap door, hidden levers.
Okay. Is there maybe like a rug or anything in this room?
Sure, yeah. There's a sort of a circular area rug in the center.
Okay. Gonna try to grab that and maybe like try to put out the fire a little bit.
Okay.
This desk is on fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you act under pressure.
Okay.
So plus cool.
Cool. Cool. Alright. 11.
Do what you set out to do. So yes, Periwinkle, you sort of pick up that rug and start to try to smother a big portion of the fire sort of coming from probably like the desk, which is kind of the biggest piece of kindling in the room. So the heat dissipates a little bit. Still lots of fire just kind of popping up around the room, but probably another moment of safety that you have gained for you and your friends.
Okay. Has anybody found anything? She's like smacking.
I'm gonna go to. You said there's a bookshelf. I'm just gonna start pulling books and see if any of them are a switch.
Ooh.
I'm gonna do the same.
Okay.
Got like several vines going at it. If that helps.
Just all these arms.
Very good. What kind of books does Smith read?
I think it's like old,
Did he read?
like detective novels.
Ooh.
Or no, I think I go further. I think it's like kind of like the Jack Reacher series. It probably is the Jack Reacher series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems very on brand. Yeah, well, they're not gonna find this stream. We'll say that you read Jack Reacher. They can't stop me from using their name. Yeah,
It's
you
advertising for them.
the two of you start pulling a lot of books off, and I think left like kind of as you're moving all the vines around, you can come across this this set of a few of the Jack Reacher series of novels, and you sort of pull one of them down, and it catches before you can pull it off the shelf. And as you do so, it clicks, and you hear this sliding as the bookshelf slides away and reveals a passage.
Let's go.
Yeah. Did I see what the book was that he pulled out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
It was the third one in the series, which is definitely your favorite.
I don't remember which one that is off the top of my head.
Don't know. I saw the movie.
I have feelings about the movies, but that's not for right now.
I have none.
I've
But,
never actually read a Jack Reacher novel. Just gonna go ahead and put that out there.
Don't tell people that. Anyway,
Yeah.
we all have our
I
own
see.
feelings about Tom Cruise. They're all very complicated. So you sort of make your way into this sort of darkened stone tunnel, and it is very dark as the 5 of you. How many are you?
Mm-hmm.
There are 2
Yes.
copies of you. Yeah, so the 5 of you sort of shuffle into this tunnel, given a brief respite from the heat, as the bookshelf sort of starts to slide closed again. I think you see in the other room the fire very quickly go out as it clicks shut behind you, and for just a moment you find yourselves in darkness, and you hear a familiar voice, sort of almost like it's in your head, or somebody kind of like whispering in your ear, and you hear,
Good job. I think that one was too easy. Are you scared yet?
Yeah, terrified. We give up. Come, we surrender. You
You've
can
always
come
been a bad liar.
torment us now. Okay.
This next one should be a lot of fun. This is great. Like a haunted house.
Right. Lots of fun.
I'm glad you think so.
No, we could just take you to a haunted house. You don't have to go to all this trouble. You can get one with professional actors and all that jazz.
Why would I do that when I can make my own?
Because if you know all the scares, then you don't get to experience it.
It's more fun watching you.
Gross.
I think you hear a little bit of a laugh, and then the voice kind of trails off, and you're standing in this dark hallway. But as you sort of stand here for just a second, sort of down from the other end of this dark passage, you hear what sounds like knocking, like someone knocking on wood or on a door.
If this is gonna be a knock joke, I'm leaving.
I thought you were all for knocking.
In my own special way.
The question is that someone we want to let in, or do we want to not open that door?
I guess we gotta find out. I'm betting that's gonna be the only door.
Yeah, and I don't want to go back to the fire room.
Let's go then.
Okay.
So you, with Parker and Sable following quietly but closely behind, you make your way down toward another wooden door. This one less not fancy like the rest of the doors have been. There is no handle or anything on this door. It is just a sort of tall, rectangular, kind of sharp edges door with wooden slats. And you hear this knocking on the other side.
But there's no handle.
Mm.
Hello?
You just hear this kind of frantic knocking as it starts to get a little bit faster and a little bit louder. And after a second, it starts to sound like someone is kind of beating on a door. On the door. This door.
I don't really see another option other than opening this.
It's open. You can open it from that side. I don't know if it is, but let's see if that does something.
You wait for a second, and as you say this and your voice rings out, the knocking stops. And then from the other side, you hear a scream of panic, of terror. And then it starts up again.
Okay.
All right, let's try and get this open.
Yeah, let's I guess just push it, see what happens. We're coming through. If you're knocking, it's just gonna make this harder, so just wait and then jump out at us.
Okay, Smith, you go to press on the door.
Mhm.
Okay, you put both sort of palms on the rough wood of the door, and you press, and it shifts a little bit, and you can hear something kind of shifting on the other side, as if something is like pressed against the door. but it doesn't move. And as you do this, for all of you, everything goes very dark until you can't see anything. The Smith, you can still kind of feel the door in front of you.
Okay. Does somebody have a
Hello?
flashlight or something?
See.
Cannot hear each other.
Oh. Hello?
Hello?
I'm gonna start rustling in my bag. I don't know if with the useful tool that my multi-tool has a little like flashlight thing. We've never used it before, but
That sounds like something you could have.
so I will.
I
get
gave you
that
a
out.
grenade launcher. I'm not going to tell you you can't have a flashlight.
Yeah, but so I will get that out and try shining it around.
Okay. Lefla, as everything goes sort of very dark and quiet, you kind of rustle around and you feel, I guess, your elbow, your viney elbow, sort of brush up against what I think you initially think is the like the stone wall. Like you're on one side of the hallway, you pull the multi-tool out and flip to the flashlight, turn it on, and in front of you, very close, in front of you, closer than it was before, are the planks of the door. And pressing up against your back are wooden planks, and to the sides of you are wooden planks. Almost as if you're in a box.
Well, I will use the flashlight, see if there are any screws on the inside that I can use the multi-tool for. If not, I will just take like the knife attachment and just start trying to carve away at something. See if I can maybe cut a hole in it.
Okay. There are no screws, but you can start to kind of chisel away at the wood. And as you do, you sort of punch, after a minute, punch a hole in it and start to carve through, and something a little grainy falls through this hole that you've created onto you.
I will shine the light on it. Is it dirt or worse?
Yeah, it's dirt.
Okay.
Worse.
I think I've also.
I don't know what would be worse.
If we all sort of have our like communication devices on us at this point,
Mhm.
I think I've also like pulled mine out if I'm feeling, because I think I would have felt around and started
Yeah.
feeling this too.
Yeah, you all sort of feel you're all in a very similar situation,
Ah.
which is in a box.
Can anyone hear me?
So you're using your communicator.
I think I'd yell first. If I didn't get a response, I'd try using communicator second, and then telepathy third.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you yell out and no one responds. But then after a moment, Lefla and Periwinkle, you hear kind of crackling in a little distant sounding, as if he's sort of like out of range. But you hear Smith.
Can you hear me?
Just
Yes.
barely.
Appear to be in a box underground.
Oh, good. Periwinkle, same for you.
I guess. Yeah.
Just stay calm.
It's really dark.
This isn't the first time this has happened, and it worked out okay last time, so we'll get through this. I'm lying right now.
Okay.
This is never
Okay.
Okay, you roll to manipulate someone,
Well, it doesn't work on me.
because I'm sitting here going.
You can't be
"When did I-"
manipulated?
No, if someone lies to you, you know it.
Oh, okay.
So Lefla, Smith is just probably trying to make Periwinkle feel better.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here going, when did I do this?
That's a 5.
Oh.
Oh
You know what?
boy.
I want Periwinkle to feel better. I use a luck
Yeah.
point.
Oh.
Okay. What's your luck thing?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean it super does.
Does it?
As you spend your luck, your
What
dark
does that
side's
mean?
needs will grow nastier. I don't know
Oh,
when that's
no.
gonna happen, but
Oh no.
God.
I can't
Gonna
tell if I
affect-
feel better.
gonna affect your epilogue. You're getting the bad end points right now.
Yeah.
Oh no!
When this ends,
Not
with
the
me just
bad
Descending,
killing everyone in the
descending.
group.
You're descending further into chaos. Mark your XPs. But yeah, but that functions as a success. So Periwinkle. Yeah, I think Smith sort of says this to you, and he sort of says like, "Oh, this isn't the first time." And I think you're kind of like racking your brain for a minute, like going back to like the sort of years that you've been in this job together and training and everything. And I don't know if you really ever remember being buried in a box with Smith somewhere in the area, but I mean that probably happened, and you're still alive, so.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Right, just stay calm.
Just gotta... Yeah.
I'm gonna get out.
Oh, I hope the other two are okay. They don't have communicators like us.
Yeah. I think I just start feeling like pushing at the lid. I was trying to think of the right word. Went through door and wall and.
I did lie. and say
maybe.
it was the door.
Yeah, you did. I think Smith pushes at it for a little bit, and then kind of gets a headache for a second. And then his hands just pass through it,
They do.
and then he pulls them back. And he freaks out for a second. And everyone just says,
Okay.
"The fuck just happened?" Just starts waving them through the top of the thing.
You can just like go through it.
Your
What?
arms, as you sort of focus on desperately wanting to get out of this box, your hands just pass right through it.
Did everybody
Is
try
someone
touching
failed?
the top of their box?
I mean, yes, I cut a little hole into it.
And it was
Touch.
solid.
Yes.
Good to know.
It's your box, not a box.
No, it definitely is. It's definitely a box. Nothing's wrong here.
Periwinkle's gonna try knocking on the wall, door, whatever this is. So like
Okay.
knocks on it a couple times, see if anything happens.
Okay. Yeah, you knock on it, and from the other side you hear something knocking back.
Guys, I tried knocking. There's something there. Just gonna like knock a couple more times.
Okay. It mimics your knock.
Yeah, just be careful.
Okay.
Let's take a big breath and just stick my head
Okay.
through it.
Your
Through the
head
wall?
passes through it into the dirt, which you don't really feel. Just kind of looking around at dirt.
Okay. If I orient myself a little bit, I kind of like crouch down and then I try to stand up from the bottom of the. Unless, am I standing or am I laying down or?
I don't think you know.
Okay, I just step forward.
Okay, you try to step forward, and I think you do find yourself trying to orient as best you can. You kind of take a step, and I think you feel your foot almost contact something, but not quite, as your body sort of rights itself, and you sort of stand up from the laying position that you found yourself in, and you're just standing in a bunch of dirt. Your feet on the sort of phasing through the box below you.
I jump.
Okay, you jump.
Just go flying off into space.
You, yeah, it's
Solarwards.
also a zero gravity power, I guess.
Well, I'm about 6 feet tall. If I was buried 6 feet down, figured.
You try to jump. You are currently incorporeal, so there's not. You don't really get a whole lot of
God.
traction.
Pip.
This move doesn't really give you a lot of laws on the nature of being incorporeal. So could I like make my hand corporeal and try to push myself up?
Yeah, I don't see why not. So you sort of focus for a second, and your hands sort of become solid, and you can feel them in the soil in front of you, and you use that that leverage to kind of launch yourself up, and after just a second, you sort of pass through the top of the ground, and you can see.
Okay. I think I see, and I kind of fall back through for a second, and then I pull myself back up.
I like it.
What do I see?
You see a cemetery outside, under a clear night sky. There, it's very different from sort of the world you left when you blew open the door and walked into the tower. But there's a sort of clear navy night sky above you, twinkling stars, and a full moon kind of shining down, illuminating these this small grassy cemetery with a low iron fence kind of around it. You see headstones around you, and a couple of cobblestone paths.
We're in a cemetery.
Are we in unmarked graves, or do we have tombstones? Can you find us?
I look. Is there a grave?
Right where you are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it say my name on it?
Yep.
Yep. Somebody buried us. My name's on the thing here.
Has your name and sort of a small epitaph carved underneath.
What does it say?
It says, "What's your whole name?"
Oh God, you're gonna make me
I
do this.
don't
this
even
late in the
remember what
game.
your name is.
It's Jethro.
Jethro
It's fine.
Toll Smith.
Fine. That's good. It's not that important.
Yeah.
With your name carved on it, your birthday, and the day of your death today, and underneath it just says a failure.
That's just mean. Yeah, they're gravestones. Pull myself out. Take a few solid. Test the ground a little bit. Make sure I'm not just gonna fall back through it.
Yep, you're walking on sunshine.
All right, I'm gonna try to find you guys.
Alright, I guess we just sit tight. Were we able to hear Periwinkle knocking over the communicator?
Over the communicator, yeah. I
Yeah,
think you could hear the knocking. But I don't think you heard the knocking back.
Okay. I guess in the meantime, I don't know if this is gonna give anything in this situation, but I would like to use my oops move to stumble across something important. You will find something important and useful, but not necessarily related to your immediate problems. Maybe there's something else in my box.
Okay. What's in the box?
It's not
You...
spoilers. If anyone still cares about 7 spoilers.
God, how old even is that movie?
Oh my gosh.
There's got to be a statute of limitations on spoilers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you... Okay, you sort of shine the light around the box, and there is, I think, as you're kind of feeling around and looking around, between on one side 2 of the slats, there's a little bit more of a gap than between the rest of them, and there's something sort of thin, kind of sticking between, almost like the corner of a page, just kind of sticking into the box that you're in.
I will work on getting that in if I need to cut away more of the slats or whatever, but I imagine I have some time before Smith's gonna dig us out.
I am just really excited to see how this is going to go. Yeah, so after a second, you kind of pull on it, and with it comes some dirt. And what you pull through are a couple of dirty and smeared and a little bit on like charred and damaged around the edges. You find a couple of pieces of paper, and with them you pull kind of a little bit of soil and a little bit of like ash, almost as if someone has like burned a bunch of papers and then buried what was left. You pull these out and kind of looking at them very very close to your face. I hope Lefla's nearsighted, but with the flashlight, you can see some notes. They're not really coherent. You only sort of have part of them, but you're a doctor and you have some science training. They look to be like partial notes, as if someone was trying to trace the origins of a virus of some kind.
Well, I found someone's notes in the ground next to me. Some kind of virus. I'll see if I can figure this out. Will you figure out how to get us out of here, Smith?
All right. All I'm doing is looking for a shovel, looking for the graves, and then gonna start digging.
Okay. Yeah, after it's not too difficult. I think over towards like the gate that would let you out of the cemetery, sort of stuck very conveniently in the ground, is a shovel, and you start looking around for the gravestones of your friends, and you find them. In overtime, are able to.
I'm looking for Sable and Parker too.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I'm prioritizing
You've-
the people I know need to breathe more. I know everyone's different
Which is
races here. I don't know. I was going to ask you because I know we got a plant person and 2 bug people and another human. So I don't know if people's breathing habits.
What do you think Smith thinks? Do he know?
Do I know? Imagine that's... I mean, I imagine they teach
okay.
that in basic anatomy and at Locus. It's like part of
They
our
all
gen
need to
ed
breathe.
study.
They all
Okay.
need to breathe. The bug people don't actually have lungs. They breathe through openings in their body.
Okay.
Fun fact about bugs.
So less oxygen there. Left was a plant.
Just
But
have a
putting the
vine
whole
chilling in
plant-
the wall.
Yeah, like putting the whole plant underground is generally a bad idea.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm a tuber.
There you go. He's actually a
Uh,
potato.
I'm going to make the
Actually, a
assumption.
potato.
I'm gonna make the assumption that probably the humans are gonna die first in a
I
buried alive
think
situation.
that's probably a safe assumption. So,
So-
yeah. Yeah, I think you go to look for Parker first, dig her out, and then go to find sort of your friends, looking for their names on the tombstones. You find Periwinkles, which reads her full name, her birthday, again ending with the day of her death, which is today, and an epitaph that reads a disappointment.
Just sort of accidentally, chip the gravestone,
Oh,
and then dig it up.
And you dig out everyone, sort of finding
What does
the
Lefla say?
gravestones, and then you find Lefla's again with, I don't know what Lefla's full name is, but use your imaginations. Alex, I don't know if you know what Lefla's full name is.
I think it's probably just Lefla, but I also like the idea of it being some super long string of names. There's like since when did they have this name? It's like, oh, Imagine if I had been named Dandelion. It's like finding out they have this whole other name.
Yes. So there's this this very, very long sort of traditional seedling name that the camera doesn't actually see, but we just see Smith sort of raise a confused eyebrow.
It's my full
Yeah.
taxonomical breakdown with a bunch of other information.
And underneath the birthday and the death day, which is today, it just says couldn't save them all.
And I'll kick that one over too as I dig it to the other side.
Kick it. And you dig up your friends. It takes you a little bit, but I imagine once you've sort of dug, if you've dug Parker out first, she will try to help, and she's a strong lady. And you sort of start pull everyone out, and you're all gasping for air a little bit and covered in dirt, but out and breathing in the cool night air. And I think that's where we'll go ahead and take a quick break. Thanks for sticking with us, everybody, and playing this creepy game with me. We are going to take a quick break, and we will be back in just a couple of minutes to see what happens next. Ooh. And welcome back, Internet. Thank you for sticking with us as we took a break. But we're back now. So if you missed us, never fear. We are here. We're going to jump right back in where we left off, which is in a graveyard. The moon shining down, the stars twinkling above, and a nice sort of pleasant evening breeze. A little chilly, but not uncomfortably so.
Oh god. That is not as easy as it looks on TV. Oh. I'm gonna sit down for a second.
I thought you said you did this before.
Never had to dig 4 graves in that amount of time.
Yeah, you should probably rest then. Is it just like a huge cemetery, or is it smaller? Like, are there just...
It's pretty small.
Mhm.
I think you can sort of see the this like small kind of low like iron fence going around the edges. It's probably a very very small as cemeteries go. I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time in cemeteries, but it's
Okay.
fairly small. You can sort of see the edges of it from where you are.
Okay.
This
And
is,
there's the gate.
but is this still in the tower? It's I look around, or obviously I don't see the tower in the distance, right?
Nope.
I didn't notice the cemetery as we drove up. It was kind of all rocky and barren, but not like this. So, either we got transported somewhere, or this is like an illusion or something.
That would be my guess.
Yeah, I can't imagine the end game was just to leave us in, 6 feet of dirt. At least still alive.
I guess that'd be one way to get rid of somebody eventually, but luckily Smith's done this before, so he knew how to get out.
Yeah, definitely. Easy peasy.
Right, well, yeah, I guess the gate does seem to be the only way, though. I wonder if the rest of you were buried with anything interesting, or if it just happened to be me.
I didn't really notice anything. So there were some papers?
Yes, but they were in the dirt on the outside of the casket, the box.
Like it was put on top and then dirt on top of that.
Sort of from the side, but yeah, just in the wall of the earth next to me.
So it looks like a medical document.
Yeah, something about a virus and trying to trace its origins. But the notes are incomplete, it's partially damaged, obviously missing some pages.
Huh.
That seems like a weird detail to include.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the gate's probably going to be a portal. It's going to lead us somewhere else, so it doesn't seem like we have a choice until we reach the end of this game.
What is the plan when we get to the end?
Kill the thing that's causing this?
Try
Okay.
and get some answers first, but yes, I don't think we can afford to let the puppet to get away.
Okay.
This might be apropos of nothing, but I'm thinking I would like to use my empath move on especially Sable, but Sable and Parker, see how they're feeling right now.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a good idea.
Okay. Does the move specify that you can only use it on one person at a time?
Of something right there in front of you. I think it implies it's one person at a time, and I don't think I would just do it out of the blue. I think I would, start with words. And just
Like
be
talk to them
you know,
first.
Yeah, how are you two doing? Holding up? How long have you been, held by the puppet?
Okay. Yeah, I think you ask. I think Parker sort of pipes up first, and doesn't have much more information to give. I mean, I think she thinks for a second and says it's hard to say. I mean, not long, but I'm all right. I mean, this is. I mean, by and large, probably not the worst thing that's ever happened to me on the job. So.
Hopefully, we get out of this before it gets much worse. But how about you, Sable? You've been fairly quiet.
I think Sable sort of squints a little bit at you, but then I think you hear a quiet voice, not out loud, but in your mind, to sort of say, "I really would just like to get home."
All right, fair enough. But I think I would like to use empath on Sable,
Okay.
which you can use empath on anything with emotions, but the less human they are, again, this is assuming that everyone's a human, the less safe it is
We're
for
subbing mortal.
you. Yeah.
I don't know.
If the emotions are especially strong early, you might need to act under pressure regardless of how successful the roll was. But let me
Okay.
roll first with my -1.
Ooh,
That's
looks like a single digit.
6. I don't know that I've ever. No, I got a 7 to 9 once with this move, and every time after that, it's been a failure.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's so
Mm.
interesting to me personally.
Yeah, well, now I get an improvement.
Oh, good. Oh, heck. What happens if you do a bad?
On a miss, your brain is overwhelmed with
Empath.
emotion.
Right. I am going to have you roll to act under pressure for this one.
Okay. For the record, I'm taking +1 sharp for my improvement.
Oh, cool.
but now act under
Speaking of
pressure.
cool,
Well, no, I'm already plus cool. But,
no, but act under pressure is roll
yeah.
plus cool.
Um, it's also a 6.
Oh boy. Okay. Things go to hell.
Oh heck.
You, Lefla. You, I think, as Sable makes this tenuous telepathic connection with you, because while they are familiar with you at this point, I think don't know you that well. You sort of latch onto that connection briefly and try to reach back the other direction. And as you do, you are met with Sable's emotions, and it is just a flood pushing back at you. It is, I think, within your mind, it is almost like you are back in the room with all the fire. There is a sort of burning behind your eyes, and I think you were almost like brought to your knees by this pain, as just this feeling of just like white hot rage washes over you. There is just this almost uncontrollable anger, and I think you can see for a second as you lock eyes with Sable in this moment, sort of behind their eyes, their face contort just almost imperceptibly, like their the corners of their mouth kind of turn down and their brow furrow in this like angry facial expression. But while their expression is very subtle, what you are feeling is essentially all of the anger that they have sort of bottled up inside, that they are not letting out for anyone else to see, but you're feeling it. And you're gonna take 1 harm
Okay.
to your brain.
I don't need that.
Oh dang.
Okay.
Sable's so bad.
Well, I guess I will pick myself back up off the ground. Guess I was a bit more oxygen deprived than I expected, but
Are you
I think
okay?
I think I'm good now.
I think in that moment, as you're standing up, Lefla, you hear just very briefly again Sable's voice in your head say, "Stay out of my mind. You're interfering where you don't belong."
Do I know with the insectoids if it's two-way communication or?
This is a fun game called Let's Look at the Rules That I Don't Know, even though I wrote them.
Oh man, I
Hmm.
can't remember.
I don't think it's really come up. I say you can communicate telepathically in short bursts. Yeah, I think after they leave you this message, there is a very, very short sort of, you could get like a general response out, but that's probably it.
I'm trying to think how Leffler would phrase it, but about where I don't belong. I belong at Periwinkle's side. And just kind of give a mental gauntlet thrown to Sable.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yeah, I think Sable sort of raises a fuzzy eyebrow very briefly, but doesn't say anything else.
All right, shall we go through the next teleportal?
Sure, if you feel okay to travel.
Well, as well as I'm going to feel.
Okay.
Although, I'm trying to remember who's done first aid so far this mystery.
I don't know if we've done any yet, actually.
Because that is something that it seems like we have a breather right now that we could maybe do.
Yeah. So I will say for first aid, it's not necessarily separated by mystery so much as it is separated by injury. So
Okay.
like you find yourself sort of in a new scenario with new injuries that are not affected by the old ones, so you could do first aid on them again.
Okay.
I would like that.
Yeah. So I can.
Yeah, you're a little beat up.
Yeah. I mean, I can give first aid to everyone for the banshee scream.
Oh yeah.
And then I don't know if I can also do some of myself for this instance of
Could
brain
I do
melting.
some for you? Barry was concerned about you. I could do some first aid. Maybe. I don't know if I could fix your brain. I could mist your leaves.
I don't know. Is Periwinkle also a therapist? That's about the only way to fix a brain.
Oh, give you a hug. Hugs are pretty good.
Yeah.
Or just a little neurosurgery.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yep.
No, the field lobotomy.
Yeah.
Let's not do that thing.
Super not. Please don't do that. I don't actually want that to be a thing.
Yeah. Okay,
But yeah, so you can do first aid for 1 harm on everybody, and then Periwinkle can do 1 full heal.
Yay.
Everybody can heal 1 harm as you sit in the graveyard.
I don't know. I don't think we need any trepidation for any trepanation here.
No.
Don't go over your head.
While we've been sort of sitting here, have we like noticed anything, like any other sort of like creatures or people, or are we the only ones in this?
As far as you can tell, you're the only ones here. I think as you sort of reach the end of this short period, obviously much shorter, with Lefla around who knows what they're doing, it takes just a few brief minutes to sort of administer this first aid. I think you start to, as you're kind of bandaging the last wounds and setting everybody straight, off in the distance where you can see kind of a cluster of trees, like a grove kind of far out, you hear a howling.
Well, that doesn't sound great.
So I think it's time for us to get to move on.
Right.
I guess we'd try to walk through the entryway, the gate, and see if that does anything. I'll go first.
Right. You do. You walk over to the short wrought iron gate and lift up the latch and push it open. And you walk out. Your feet sort of hitting the damp grass. And you're through the gate. And for a second, you just stand there under the light of the moon, and it seems like maybe you've walked through a normal door for once, but that quickly changes as you walk through this gate, Periwinkle, everything sort of goes dark around you, and extremely quiet for just a moment. The rest of you follow?
Yes.
You sort of experience the same thing as everything goes dark around you. And in the silence, after just a moment, you hear music coming from somewhere around you, almost echoing off of the walls as if you're in one of these stone rooms again. But it's pitch black.
guys hear me?
And I will pull out my flashlight.
Okay, you pull out the flashlight and shine it around the room, and you do find yourselves in one of these sort of circular stone chambers. On the edges of the room, sort of around the walls, you see on some of them shelves, on the others these like wooden racks, and hanging from these racks and sort of standing on these shelves there are dolls, some sort of sitting, white porcelain faces, their glass eyes kind of looking down at you. On another wall, these wooden racks hanging from strings, these marionette puppets, all just hanging, sort of looking in your general direction.
Are they all sort of human-like, or are they kind of a mix?
It's a big mix. I think you see some of them are almost cute. Like there's one shelf of these kind of plush, like furry, uh, insectoid looking, almost looking like periwinkle dolls. These little like plushies with sort of big eyes and wings. Kind of sitting on their shelves, smiling. There are some more classic marionettes with their kind of elbows pointed up towards the ceiling, and their almost like nutcracker jaws kind of hanging open. Some of them are porcelain faced baby dolls just kind of sitting, but there are many. There are a couple that look almost less like dolls and more like sculptures, kind of in the form of vines and trees. There are a couple that are dark and sort of ephemeral, like shadows, like Gemma. I think all the different races, I think if you really look around, are represented.
These are kind of cute.
I just turn and look at Periwinkle for a long time.
Oh, look at that one. It's so cute.
That one is cute.
Learning new things about you.
Well, are you going to come out and speak with us, or should we start, chopping limbs off your brothers and sisters here?
In the quiet over the music box, you hear a little
Like you could find me.
I am a very patient person, and there are only so many dolls in this room.
Do you like any toys, Lefla?
Yes, but I prefer them not magically cursed.
Why do you think my dolls are cursed?
I mean, aside from the fact that the ones from the music box brought me to your terror dungeon. You have not made a compelling case for them not being cursed.
Well, if you don't want to play here, we can do something else. Periwinkle seems to like it.
I mean, I would also like to go home at some point.
Why?
Well, we can't play here forever.
Why would you want to go back there? Just to be sad, disappointing, never living up to what they want you to do.
Or like our little antennas sort of like go down a little bit.
You could just stay here and play with me. I like you. I think you're great.
Well, maybe you could tell us more about you. And we could be friends.
How about have you roll to manipulate?
Oh, okay. That's
Charm.
charm. Okay, I don't remember what my plus is. Oh. That's an 8.
Okay. So partial success. So they'll do what you want, but only if you give them a reason right now.
Reason.
Hmm?
Okay. I mean, friends know things about each other. I know things about my friends, but we don't know anything about you.
I think there is a little bit of a rustling from some of the marionettes on one of the walls, and the voice comes back and says,
What do you want to know?
Kind of like looks at you guys for a minute.
A name would be great for starters. I mean, you seem to know our names and so much more about us, but we barely know anything about you.
Well, I have a lot of those. Have had a lot of those. My friends here and my pets and my toys, but to them I'm little sister.
It's nice to meet you.
You as well. But I feel like we've known each other a long time.
Yeah, I think we met some of your other friends.
I know. Now you tell me something.
I tell you, my patience is wearing thin.
You're so boring.
Well, you might as well let me go then. It's not going to get much more exciting.
Do you know what I usually do with my toys who bore me?
No, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
I break them.
and as she says this, some of the marionettes on the wall start to move their arms, and several of them lunge out towards Jethro, sort of wildly flinging the strings that they are attached to. And Jethro, you feel these wires wrap around your throat.
Oh no!
Are they considered objects?
Now let's really talk about. Yes.
Can I pass through them? Or could I attempt to? There's not defy danger. Could I? Act
There's
under
act under
to
pressure.
try
Yeah,
to, like,
let's
phase through.
Yeah,
them?
sure.
That's cool. I should be good at that. That's a 14.
Oh dang!
Beavers creepers. Yeah, you do. So you all see this. I think Periwinkle, you're probably the closest. These marionettes kind of lunge out towards Smith and start to swing around him, sort of wrapping these wires, cords they're attached to around his throat. And for a second, he kind of scrambles back and then focuses. And Lovely, you see this too. You both see him sort of turn a little translucent and just pass right through the cords and the puppets. Like a ghost.
How long have you been able to do that?
Not very long. Talk more about it after.
Yeah, they're
Alright.
kind of creepy now.
Alright, well, little sister, I do a couple points. One, I mean, the the thing before about you already know so much about us, so I don't know what you want to know about us. But also, I mean, do you go around breaking your friends' toys? Because what you
It's-
just did was very rude.
You hear from above. It's no fun if you're cheating. And from the other side of the room, we hear this like rattling and like scraping as some of the porcelain limbs of these other dolls start to move and come alive and climb down from the shelves that they're
I
on.
don't know. Gonna bazooka them.
I'm gonna grenade launcher them.
Grenade launcher. Oh boy.
Like hit the wall behind them, splash damage, hopefully.
It's not a very big room.
Then I'll use the shotgun.
No, you can. Like, I'm not telling you can't.
I mean,
I'm
if
just
there's a
saying
risk
there's
of me
gonna be-
hurting,
See what
our-
happens.
If there's a risk of me hurting our friends, listen. Smith has a bloodluster. In this case, I don't know, felt lust.
They might have blood. You haven't tried.
But it's not going to put anybody at danger, so I'll use the shotgun if there's any risk of that.
Okay. Roll to kick some ass.
Okay. That's a 12.
Okay.
Mhm.
One extra effect.
I am going to. I'm looking at the thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna choose to give +1 forward to another hunter. Hopefully, give an opportunity or an opening to someone else.
Okay. So we'll leave a floating +1 forward. The rest of you. So,
Okay.
how much harm? How much harm that shotgun do?
Does it do 3?
It do 3. All right, so you inflict harm on show. So yeah, you sort of turn around and hear this like scraping sound as these sort of porcelain dolls are climbing down and sort of making their way, crawling across the floor towards you. And as you let out this blast, a few of them have made it towards you, and you feel this. It's almost like you have stepped in. Into like some shards of glass as a couple of them sort of grab onto your feet and are like clawing at you. You take little 2 doll harm. I feel like you probably have more armor than that.
Yeah, I reduce it to 0.
Good. But you sort of pull the shotgun and let out a blast, and these shards of porcelain sort of go scattering across one wall. The other 2 of you, this is happening.
Yeah. It's probably gonna take her staff and smack some of them
Okay.
away.
Yeah, roll to kick some ass.
Okay. 6.
Plus
Okay.
what, Nate?
For which you could take the +1 and not fail.
Yeah, I mean that might be good. Let's see. Yep. I was just double checking that I don't have anything I can add to this. So yeah. Otherwise, well, what was Leffler gonna do?
Leffler is also going to try and do a stab, but is going to aim for. There was that section where the dolls rustled when little sister asked, what we wanted to know, and see if I can pinpoint where she is.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you can take the +1 and get a mixed success.
Okay. All right. Gonna use this opening that Smith has made and do a little extra.
Okay. So you inflict harm on each other. How much harm does your spear do?
Do 1. I think it just does 1 harm. Oh wait, no, +1. It does 2 harm. And it's
Okay.
magic. And close is the other one.
Okay. Yeah, so you sort of sweep through with the spear, Periwinkle, sort of cutting through a lot of the strings on sort of one side of these marionettes that are kind of making their way into the center of the room, and they start to kind of fall to pieces and fall down. A few more of them sort of reach out from this spot on the wall and sling the wires that they were attached to kind of around one of your arms and pull, and you can feel it like cutting into you. So you would take 2 harm if you have any armor.
Let's see. I have 2 armor.
Okay, so it hurts, but not for that long.
Okay.
So as it kind of
They
like
sort of got me.
Yeah. They sort of like pull into you, like you're flossing your teeth and you wrap the floss too tight around your
Ouch. Okay.
So yeah, as I said, I would like to try and take my multi-tool and the knife and try and stab at where I imagine little sister is hiding.
Okay. Yeah. Roll to. I want to have you roll to kick some ass, but this is a called shot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I want to have you roll with sharp instead of tough
Okay.
for this one.
Well, that's a 13.
Hey.
Ding dang, yeah. So yeah, you pull out the multi-tool and just for a moment really focus in, kind of watching for that movement. And there is one moment where you see a couple of these marionettes sort of moving, but not of their own accord, sort of swaying as if something is behind them, and drive the knife sort of into that spot. And everything around you all goes quiet, and you hear this like shrill scream. And everything sort of is black around you. And you reach out. Everything that was sort of grabbing onto you, the puppets and the marionettes and everything are sort of gone. And the scream sort of echoes out for a second and then stops. And you all hear this voice very close to you, as if someone is kind of standing right by you in your ear saying, "That wasn't very nice. This is my
I'm
house.
playing very nice either.
We don't allow knives in my house. We're playing my games, not yours." And after this outburst, there is this like flash of light, and you feel yourselves falling and sort of tumbling end over end in after this flash, sort of in darkness again and in total silence. And then you impact the hard sort of stony ground, and you're all together, and you sit up, sort of catching your breath after a moment, and you're home. The evening sun sort of beating down on you. You can kind of feel around you the concrete of the top level of the parking garage outside of Aegis HQ.
What just happened?
Well, I guess I got a hit in on little sister, but I did not expect it to just, send us back here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be so sure we are where we think we are.
Is Parker and Sable with us too? Is it?
Parker is with you. Sable is not.
Where's Sable?
Back home? I mean, can you contact your mother, see if Sable has appeared there?
I mean, I could try, I guess. I need to get to a phone. Do you guys feel okay?
Yeah, for the most part. I almost got choked out by Pinocchio, but
She like goes to just poke you to see if you're solid.
yeah.
How did you do that before?
I don't
sorta-
know.
Huh.
Just sort of happened. We were in the graves. I assume it has something to do with this. And this.
Yeah. It's just like weren't there for a minute.
Yeah, I feel like it's getting worse. Whatever all this is, maybe has something to do with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she sounded angry, so I don't think she just let us go.
Yeah, but But either this is a long con and we're still in the game, or we did enough to break her hold on us for now, but who knows what she'll do to come after us in that case.
Periwinkle told us about her vision, right? Did you tell us about the vision with your sister and all that?
Yes. Yeah, when we were there back
Yeah.
at the cave.
I'm worried that your sister isn't with us right now. If your vision is about to come true.
Oh no. No.
Things
Okay.
could go really bad.
I need to find a phone.
Yeah. Well, inside, I'm sure there's one at reception.
Okay. Let's hustle out of this parking lot.
Do we see people
Okay.
around, or like cars driving around, and like, do we hear traffic and?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you sort of landed on the top of the parking garage where you can sort of look around. Everything looks like, I think, around 5 o'clock end of the workday you'd expect it to look. People starting to pull out of the garage and cars on the street and
Just
people
in
leaving the
time for
building.
rush hour. We're gonna have to sit in traffic. I try to get out by 4:30 so I can get through the. God damn it.
Yeah, I tried to come up with everybody's worst fear, and I figured Smith's was 5 o'clock traffic. So
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, you hustle over to the building and through the front doors where the receptionist, and you know what? I gave him a name.
Yeah.
You
and
did. I'm
it's-
trying to remember.
It is totally left my brain.
I was
But
sitting
he's
here
there?
like I know we had a name for this character.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you had
you
a
like
whole
talked to.
conversation with
Oh.
Hold on.
And who boy, I didn't write it down.
Let's see. No, that's at the hospital.
Oh.
You had a whole conversation with the man.
Damn
Yep.
it.
Well, he's there, and you
Is he
know
like
what?
an intern or something?
Yeah, he's doing great, regardless of whether or not we remember his name. So he kind of looks up as it's somewhere, and you know what? I'm sure somebody out there on the internet will know and
If
chide
you
us all for
remember
this
the
later.
receptionist's name, text your
Get at
answers
us.
to star 57.
but you sort of walk
Terms
in
and
and see,
conditions may apply.
the younger man, sort of swoopy brown hair, sort of sitting there, kind of ending his day a little bit later than everyone else, but looking a little tired, but kind of looks up, kind of propped up his chin on the top of his fist, saying, "Oh, hi."
Hi, can I use your phone really quick?
Uh,
Mine's in the van, and we don't know where the van is actually.
Yeah, yeah.
We should figure out where the van is.
Oh shit.
He sort of takes the phone thing apparatus and
Yes.
kind of turns it around on the desk towards you and presses a couple buttons so you can dial out.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna try to get in contact with her mom.
Okay. What? So you call your mom? Is this like the family phone? Is this like her cell phone?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Mom have an iPhone?
Yeah, I feel like there's some sort of like FaceTime stuff happening usually. Yeah, but she's got like some sort of cell phone.
Okay.
This is
So
2020
ish, yeah. At least. Yeah, so you pull up I don't know, this version of FaceTime, I guess, and
Yeah.
I don't have an iPhone. I don't even know what FaceTime looks like, but it definitely rings. And the at first I think you hear the click of somebody picking up, the video doesn't come up right away.
Okay.
But the call has connected, but no one has said anything.
Okay. Hi, so I think we found Sable, but we don't know where they are anymore. And is she there?
There's a brief silence on the line as the video sort of loads, and as it comes into focus, you see not your mother, but Sable on the other end.
Sable, there you are. Are you okay?
I'm fine. What do you want, Periwinkle?
I wanted to check that you were there because we all showed up at Aegis, but you weren't with us, and I was worried about you.
So you made it out?
I guess so. Yeah, I think so.
Good.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
No creepy dolls or anything?
No, not here.
Okay. Is Mom there? Can I talk to her?
Mother can't come to the phone right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to make sure you're okay, so I think I'm gonna come by later.
It's probably best if you didn't.
I don't know if this would trigger someone lying to you, because I assume Mother can't come to the phone right now, but...
I mean, it could be true.
Yeah.
Could be. Gasp.
I don't know. Are you just like listening in, like right?
I mean, I
over
assume we're
Periwinkle?
all there, kind of huddled
Yeah,
around.
kind of like just off screen.
You're all right there.
We're all standing on the other side of the desk, just like making motions like.
Lefla, I think there is one moment that has triggered your lie detector, and it is when Sable asked Periwinkle if she made it out. Periwinkle said yes, and Sable said, "Good."
Okay. Why would it be bad if I came around?
Oh, well, I thought you knew by now.
No. You what?
Mother doesn't want you around, Periwinkle.
Well,
Oh.
Well,
Why
you
would
see
she-
Lefla just shaking their head.
Shaking bush. I mean, why wouldn't... I want to hear that from her first.
I don't think you should.
Sable, are you sure you're okay? You sound really weird right now.
I'm better than I've ever been. I'm doing what I'm supposed to. What you were supposed to but couldn't. I'm finding us a home, Periwinkle. And my friends are going to help me.
Sable, it's not a good idea. I don't know what you're planning, but I have a good idea of what it could be, and that's not a good idea.
It sounds like you don't like my new toys.
Toys?
Goodbye, Periwinkle. And she hangs up.
It's kind of like clutching the phone and looking at you guys like, what should we do?
You need to get there ASAP. I don't know if we can call in a strike team from Aegis or if we are the strike team.
I don't know if we should get Aegis involved.
Yeah, from what I remember from our last conversation about this, that doesn't. Yeah, I think the three of us go take care of it. Do what we need to.
Okay. Looks over at intern. You didn't hear any of this?
I mean, he's probably got his AirPods in. Like, I don't think he
Okay.
actually heard any of it.
Is Sally
Oh, good.
Is Sally still with us?
Sally is with you.
Yes, Aegis Sally.
Okay. We trust Sally. We'll fill you in on the way.
Do you feel okay? I'm like looking at Sally.
I mean, okay is a strong word, I think, at
Do
this
you
point.
Feel like you're yourself and not being controlled by a creepy doll thing.
Yeah. I think it's just me in here.
Say toys.
No.
Okay, good.
Okay. Alright, well, my car's still here. We can all put oil into that.
Yeah, let's allons-y. And also, while we were in the graveyard, I kind of got a bit of insight into Sable's mind, but I don't know if it was Sable or not, but they
Uh-huh.
are very angry. And told me not to meddle. And I told them to
Angry.
fuck off.
Okay. Angry. Well,
How long has your sister been missing for? Do you
not
know?
very long. Try to remember if Lunestra said.
A
It
couple
seemed
of
like
weeks.
Okay. Oh, okay. A little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes. Sally, you were just here earlier today. Right?
I mean, as far as I know.
Check the intern's desk calendar.
What day was it when you got taken? What's the last thing you remember?
I mean, we had a meeting. Yeah, it was after lunch. I came back and we had our meeting, and I don't know, I remember looking down and it being about 1:46.
So maybe this thing takes time to set in. I mean, Leffler, you seem like you.
Yeah, as far as I know, there are no strings on me.
All
did seem a little bit too calm about the situation, though. But
Yes, well, how many times have we been involved with these sigils? And I think I've been kidnapped every time. It's kind of just you
no,
you
that's
learn
a good
to
point.
you learn to just deal with it, and worry about it later, preferably over a tall glass of some strong liquor.
All right. Well, if you start talking about toys, I am gonna shoot you.
I mean, I don't know why she thinks I don't like toys. I am fond of, figurines. I enjoyed Lego when I was a sapling.
My
Anyway,
hand starts
walking and
reaching
talking.
towards my gun.
Walking and talking, and Smith is reaching towards his gun. And I think all of you, as you're sort of having this interaction, and Sally following along with you, the three of you over your communicators hear this this crackling in a familiar voice of Gemma saying, "Oh God, are you back?
Yeah.
Are you here?"
Like
Yeah.
just briefly.
We're in the
Where have you
lobby.
been?
Have we been gone a while?
Well, I mean, not long by anyone's standards, but you disappeared, and if I can't track you, that's a problem.
We're just taking care of something. Is there something wrong?
We have a development.
Oh, I love developments.
The dwarves have some findings to share with you.
All right.
Come to communications quickly. They're not pleased with how long it's taken me to call you.
Okay. Well,
Be there as soon as we can, but we are in a bit of a rush with this other thing, so. And I guess, we were heading one way, let me start heading the other way.
U-turn.
You make a U-turn in the hallway and head very quickly with Agent Parker in tow toward Gemma and the dwarves. And we'll see what the development is next time. You guys are running out of time, and that is where we're going to have to end for today. Let's put on some nicer music because this one is stressing me out. Yeah, thank you so much to everyone who hung out with us tonight and watched our creepy, silly show. And thanks to you all for playing with me when I did some spooky stuff.
Oh
I hope it
boy.
wasn't too spoopy. But we will be back next week as we're shifting our weeks just a little bit. So we're doing back-to-back episodes this week to sort of get on track for some schedule changing. So we'll be back a week from today on January 9th at 8 p.m. Eastern time for a finale.
Oh my goodness.
The last session of this arc of All Myths Are True, and then from the 9th we're going to continue bi-weekly from there as we start a new arc and a new game, a little game called Tales from the Loop, in which you will see these friendly faces and also an extra one in the form of a Dammit Barry who's going to be joining us for Tales from the Loop. Damn it, Barry! Which I think we all have to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so next week on the 9th at 8 p.m. is going to be our finale of this story.
Oh
And
boy.
we'll see what happens. But yeah, until then, I guess you guys deserve some XP for this, probably.
Eh,
So
So let's do our I think you deserve a couple of XP. Let's do our end of session stuff really quick. Do we conclude the current mystery?
no.
No.
Did we save someone from certain death or worse?
Ourselves?
Yes.
And Parker. I think she
Yes.
counts. So that's a 1. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
That's tough because I don't really feel like we learned anything, but I also feel like we learned a lot.
Well, those are 2 different things you just said.
Well, because we had a lot of run-ins with the creepy puppet thing. We didn't really learn anything specific about it, but
I mean, we learned its name.
yeah.
And she's had lots of names. And that she's currently called Little Sister, which is creepy.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, if
how
you want to
important
talk
that is.
yourselves out of XP, it's...
I think we learned something.
Okay. You don't sound very confident, but I'm confident, so I'm going to say yes.
Well, you're the one that would know better than anyone.
You guys do this where you're like, I don't think we really earned XP. And I'm like, why? Why are you like this? Fight for your XPs.
Yeah.
I feel like we earned it.
Did we learn something
Why,
new and
easy.
important about one of the hunters?
Well, you called me a failure. Harking
I
back to the
didn't.
last thing. If you're wondering why we don't feel like we earned it, you called me a
I
failure.
did. No, I didn't.
Called me I'm just kidding. I think we did learn something new and important about the hunters.
You did.
Yeah, mostly that one of you is a ghost.
You can go ghost.
Surprise ghost.
Prefer like extra planar entity in training.
Ah, I like it.
Now who's the intern?
Oh man, this is killing me that I can't remember that intern's name.
I know. I'm gonna
Just gonna wake up in the middle of the night with a cold sweat.
You're gonna have to find it because it's gonna drive me nuts.
Watch
If I can't
all
find
of
it
ours.
by next week, I'm gonna give him a new name, a better name.
Darren.
We'll call that 3. So 2 XP for everyone.
Pew pew pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew.
Well, petition that if we can't
job.
figure out his name, that he's Danny Phantom, even
Yeah,
though that is
he
about
does.
Smith
Danny.
being Danny Phantom now.
Yeah, if we can't find his name, he does have to be named Danny. So you guys hold me to that. I'm gonna
Okay.
look. Probably not that hard, but I am gonna look.
I mean, I'm looking through my notes now.
Heck,
Could-
I know that I named
Notes.
this boy.
Let's see. All of us are true. There's not very many notes in here.
This is awful. We'll find it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So next week, special week episode on the 9th at 8 p.m. is going to be the finale of this first arc of All Myths Are True. We're going to be bi-weekly from there, and we're going to start a new arc in which we're playing Tales from the Loop, but we're going to solve all of this spooky stuff first. Hopefully. I mean, I guess you could all like die, so whatever. It's chill. You'll be fine. But yeah, so join us
Guess
next
I'll
week.
just die.
Mhm.
But join us next week for the finale of this first arc of All Myths Are True. And before then, though, we're doing like shit tons of other stuff. We got D&D on Saturday. We got more Monster of the Week on Sunday, which is at least as much of a disaster as this game was because I'm running it. Maybe more. And then in between, we will have many other things, I am sure, for you. Video games and lots of other exciting stuff. So follow us on Twitter. Come hang out with us on Discord, where we are currently talking about how Centaur belly buttons work.
Mhm.
So if that's your thing, that's not a very good pitch for our Discord.
Yeah, but it's fairly on brand.
And also other things, Fortnite and Pokemon, and I'm still on that.
Fortnite is less on brand than Centaur belly buttons.
Well, some of us have recently gotten into. Sean, if you don't floss, then the stream
I can't
is gonna
floss and sit, and I don't want
a
to stand.
disappointment. Okay, well,
I have
I'll
to practice the floss.
Okay, well, I'm not running the stream, so I'll floss us out. So, join us this next week for all the great streams that we have. And I'm gonna floss because I have no dignity left on
Oh
the
god, I'm
internet.
so dizzy.
Please come hang out with us.
What is
on,
happening?
please come hang out with us on Discord and on Twitter. And a week from now, when we finish whatever this game has turned into, and until then, good game, good hunting, great flossing, and good night, internet.
Good night,
And my
internet.
Good night, internet.
summer